G'day viewers, I'm Rick Massie from StrikePro, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a new lure in the StrikePro range, the StrikePro Cyber Deep. This lure has been brought out due to angler demand, asking us to do a mini crankbait style lure. This lure is fantastic for species like bream, estuary perch, flathead, trevally in your estuarine waters, but also in fresh water for trout and redfin. It is a floating lure. It dives to around 6 feet. It's got a very tight shimmy rolling action on it, and it has a subtle rattle in it through the one ball bearing that's inside the body. Now let's show you how it works. All I'm simply going to do is flick this lure out. Now these lures are fantastic, in particular fishing shallower sand flats. If you can find a bit of intermittent weed amongst it, you'll find the bream in particular will cruise through that. So what I've simply done is I'm just casting it out far downwind as I can as possible. In particular to get it away from the boat when you're fishing those shallow flats, because you'll find fish are quite flighty and spooky on the flats. So then all I'll simply then do is I'm just going to pick up the slack on the reel. I'm just going to give it a quick flick of the rod tip, and then I'm just going to retrieve it for about 1.5 meters, 2 meters. This is what we call ripping it, and then I'm going to give it a good pause for a second or two. Then I'm going to then repeat the process and just continue to do this till it comes all the way back. Now this is fantastic in particular for species like your black bream. Your yellowfin bream that are up north though, we'd have a tendency, rather than retrieving it with this stop-start retrieve, I'll flick it out, and all I'll then simply do is it's more a straight retrieve with only subtle pauses of only around a second, maximum 1.5 seconds, whereas the black bream I generally like to keep the pauses for around 4 to 5 seconds. The lure also can be straight trolled as well, so for the guys in particular targeting the trout and the redfin in the impoundments, you can troll this lure. It's got a really tight action on it. You'll feel the vibrations of the lure coming right through the rod tip as you work this lure through the water. Well viewers, that was the StrikePro Cyber Deep. A fantastic lure for anglers targeting species in estuarine waters, and also for the trout and redfin anglers in fresh water. To view this and more in the StrikePro range, go to our website. I'm Rick Massie from StrikePro. I'll see you next week with some more hot lure tips.